Hey guys, we're back with some cool bullet lights for the DRZ, so stick around. We're back. We've got kind of a part 2 to our lighting series for the DRZ here. We're going to be upgrading to a couple additional spotlights on the side of the bike. The plan here is to, pardon my reach, put them here on the triple clamp, and we're going to turn these into studs and then do the wiring. And this is my daughter Sydney. Come on, Sid. She's going to be helping me like usual. So
we hope you like and subscribe and click the bell button for all notifications, so when we post a new video you can see it.
Exactly. We want you guys to know when we're doing more stuff. We're going to try and keep doing these as often as possible. So anyway, these are available on Amazon. It's kind of an oddball name, but they have really good reviews, and it's the most compact and solid looking light that I can find. It seems to be very waterproof and well made. So we're going to get set up to do a few of these things, and we will see you soon. Okay guys, so we're going to cut this thing off. We're going to turn it into a stud. We're going to cut the head of it off, and then we're going to cut the length, and that will give us the right size bolt to replace that upper bolt in the triple clamp. Now, one of the things you want to always do when you're going to cut off material like this off of a threaded rod is you want to put a nut on there before you cut it, then cut it and remove the nut. And what that does is repairs the thread as that nut comes off. If you don't do that, a lot of times it's very difficult to get the threads nice on the end of the bolt to where they'll start again. Okay, so that's a definite thing you always want to remember. It's just a good little tip. Make sure you put that nut on there before you cut it off. Okay, one other thing I wanted to mention is when you're cutting this stuff, it's going to leave a pretty good sized burr around the edge, and what you should do is before you remove the nut, you should roll it back a little bit and then bevel the edge all the way around, or chamfer the edge of the bolt, and then you can back it off, and that'll end up leaving you with like pretty much a factory type of finish. There's just one other thing I wanted to add for you. Go. Okay guys, so this is what I was talking about with putting the nut on there. So as you can see, the nut's free moving, but when it gets to the end, see how the threads are kind of boogered. That's what they call that. So by running this nut, I'll run it up off the top here, and as it comes off, it cleans those threads up and makes it something that will function as a bolt again, if you do it right. We'll see if I get lucky. It's kind of hard to get it started sometimes. Yeah, see, there we go. So, good to go. So it's on there. Everything works like it's supposed to now. Sometimes once or twice up and down it helps, and it cleans it up, and there you go. Here we are cutting the head off the bolt. Once you're done with that, you can chamfer the end of the stud that you've now made and run the nut off of that end as well, and you'll have a nice completed factory type stud out of a bolt. Okay, so if you do it right, this is basically what you're going to end up with. Nice little stud where the nut goes on and off pretty easily. And the idea here is to thread this in place of the factory bolt so that you can use it as a stud instead. And you want to make sure you get it bottomed all the way out in there. You'll feel it if you do it right. Feels pretty good. And then you're going to tighten that down. You don't need to tighten the stud itself because the nut does all the work, right? So we go in there with the nut and we tighten that down to a good amount of torque. So we get my wrench in there. Alright. And you can use a socket for this. I just had this sitting here. But that basically gives you something to attach the light to and then put the other nut on. So I got to modify this a little bit because the stud's a little bigger than the hole that it comes with. And other than that, we should have it mounted. So it's getting pretty close. Okay, so I'm going to try and show you up close here. It was too difficult to try and get the camera in there at the same time, but if I can get this thing to focus here, what I did was I went in and I tested with my multimeter to figure out which one was positive, obviously, and negative on the other side here. And what I did was I had just simply attached the red and black wires from the LEDs, spliced them together. I popped these little clips out. If you look inside here, now other bikes are going to be a little different, but if you look down in there by my finger, you can see a little copper or a little brass tab. You push that tab in like that way, and then it will, it's not focusing. Come on. There we go. And that, you push that tab down in there in like that direction, and then you can push that little prong out and it will come out. And when I just soldered those wires onto those terminals and popped them back into the connector. Okay, so that way when I turn it on high beam, the bullet lights, if you will come on, and when I turn on low beam, they shut off. It's great. And this is considered a 45 watt headlight, and these are 10 watts a piece. So I'm about 5 watts over, give or take a couple. I think it'll be fine. I don't think that's going to be any issue. That's just a really small amount of current when you really think about it. I don't see it having any problems with anything. I've already tested it. It works fine. So we're going to get this thing put back together, and we'll give you a demonstration. Okay guys, here's a little demo. I've adjusted the settings on my phone to where this is pretty comparable to the naked eye. It's pretty darn close. It's as close as I could get it. So this is low beam. That's your low beam. Check this out. Boom! These lights, with those two little pods or bullets and that big headlight that was on there, we've got an unbelievable amount of light now. I mean, it is just amazing for a bike. That is super good. Super good. It works off the high beam switch. And you can see the stop sign down there on the right, just in front of that little Honda. So you can still see it. But the LEDs, man, there is just no comparison. That is a good amount of flood, a great amount of throw. That car over there is 50 yards away. It's just amazing. I just freaking love it. That's just the way it should be right there. So again, there's low beam and then high beam. Gotta love it. And it looks wicked going down the road too. Because you got just this thing's just boom. See if I can get out of the beam so you can kind of get an idea what it looks like. There we go. There we go. That's a pretty decent little shot. Very nice, very nice. I love it. DRZ, ready for some off-road riding, man. Heck yeah.